guys, Miss Charlie here with a collab video with Miss Erica Conger. I heard about her from a few people that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, but mostly from Andy. From Andy Does Makeup. She has mentioned Erica several times, and Erica reached out to me when I did my Get Ready With Me story time last month, and I was talking about my mental health and things like that. And she reached out to me right after I did that, and I don't know if maybe, you know, she talked to Andy or whatnot, but she reached out to me saying that there was some stuff that she wanted to film about what people were saying about her, and she wanted to let people know that those things weren't true and things like that, and that gave her the inspiration to go ahead and do her video, which I will link below. I'll link mine and hers. But she's a very sweet lady, very loving, very inspiring, very personable, I should say. I've been watching her videos ever since she reached out to me. I'm subscribed to her now. She likes indie makeup like me. She does some very pretty looks and whatnot. She is a more mature lady like myself as well. She lives in Oregon. She has, you know, family and things like that, but she's very personable. I love listening to her. She gives some good advice, plus, you know, she takes good advice from, you know, the people that are subscribed to her. She also likes true crime. I like true crime or serial killer, things like that. I have books and documentaries and things like that. I've always been into that for as long as I can remember. So some things that we have in common: we like makeup, we have family, we work, we like true crime, so we have a lot of things in common. But we decided, or I reached out to her. She was doing her collection video and wanted to know if she wanted to do a collab, so we decided to do one, and I thank her for accepting that invitation. And we're going to both do a look with the Glamlite, sorry about the light, Dirty Martini palette. I've already done this eye, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this eye. And this is what it looks like. I like greens, and I know Erica likes grungy greens as well. And I like this palette for those grungy tones. So that's what I did with this look here. And then I'm just going to recreate it on this eye. And I am using products from my Shop My Stash or Project Pan for February. I do a Project Pan once a month where I take things out or put things in every month. And I also do a video on that. So if you want to check that playlist, I will link that below as well. If you're a project panner, I have been doing it for now almost 3 years, and I have gone through so many things, gotten things out of my collection, found things that I enjoy, new things coming in from, like, I get BoxyCharm mostly. I don't get a whole lot of like subscription boxes, but what I get from there, I will throw those in or whatnot. And I've been pretty much on a low buy for the last year or so. I did buy a bunch of stuff at the end of last year because so many good things came out, but I've been trying to cut down on buying things that I really don't need because I have plenty. I don't want to overexert myself. Like, I see, you know, some people have a whole lot. Some people would consider what I have a whole lot, but it's not as much as some. But that can go with a lot of things. But I will be doing my collection videos coming up here soon, so make sure you are subscribed to that. But while I'm doing my makeup today to use this palette, I just wanted to talk about, to make this like into a story time, I just want to talk about the thing that's going on right now with the Sephora kids. And this is the eye base that I'm using. This is from Divina. The Sephora kids, where these parents, or basically, I don't think it's parents, it's mostly parent, because I only see one. I mean, if there's another parent in the mix, I'm not saying it. I see parent, which is usually the mother, taking their young children, and I don't mean, you know, 14, 13, I'm talking about toddlers, to Sephora to buy skincare and makeup. I'm sorry, what? There is no way on this earth or any other planet or universe that I'm going to go into Sephora. Excuse me, I gotta get my towel. To take my 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 10-year-old into Sephora and ask them what they want. Sephora is not for children. That's not a store for children, it's for adults. Yes, teenagers go in there, you know, 14, 15, 16 years old. Toddlers should not be buying anything from Sephora. Not in the least, not at all. But you see these videos of these mothers taking these kids into an adult facility to purchase adult items that they don't need, don't know what they are, cannot pronounce them, don't know what they're used for, just because TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, their neighbor said that this is what they need. No, sorry. If you are between the ages of birth and 14, you don't need a skincare routine, because those of us who have been on this earth for quite a while are trying to get your skin, because we don't have it anymore. We're trying to keep that. You don't need to take your 3-year-old to go buy drunk elephant, because mom, you are the drunk elephant. You are drunk. You are high. You are having some problems, because that is not, that's not what we need to be doing. And this stuff is expensive. Drunk elephant is expensive. I'm not taking my 4-year-old, my 5-year-old into Sephora and say, hey, pick out what you want. That's going to be an absolute hell no. Absolute no. And then you're exploiting them, and they don't believe that this is a type of child exploitation, because it is. Exploiting your child out here doing a 10-step skincare routine. My skincare isn't even 10 steps. A child who has the skin that I want to have, why would they need to be doing this? Putting retinol and tretinoin and niacinamides on their developing bodies. No. No. And then there's plenty of dermatologists and things out here who are telling these parents, this is not good for them. This is not good for them. So then later on, you know, when they get older and they start going through puberty and their skin starts changing with all the stuff that they've already put on their face, how is that going to affect them when they go through puberty? It might affect it in a negative way, and their skin might react worse, or with them continuing to use things that they shouldn't have on their immature skin, could then affect them later on. And then those parent is going to then come back and go, well, I'll just sue the product. I'll sue Drunk Elephant, because whatever they have in their product is messing up my child's skin. That's not gonna fly, because this is not for your child. This is for you as a mature person. It's not for a child, or it would be sold in a place where children frequent. Sephora is not a place where children frequent. That is where adults go. That's why there are different stores for different things, for different people of different ages. Sephora is not for children. I see people go into Sephora with their kids, of course, you know. You're like, well, we're at the mall, so I'm gonna run into Sephora for a minute. You know, and of course the kids are like, ooh, look at all this, you know. And I've seen kids touching things. And I'm one of those people, unfortunately, that I will say something. Because I've been in Sephora and I saw these girls messing with the perfume testers. The really expensive ones. And I'm like, don't touch that. And they just look at me like, don't touch that is what I said. Are you buying something? No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. And then the ones that I've seen the videos of where they go into Sephora and they have their own money, of course, you know, they're like, oh, this is their money. They can spend it on what they want. No. You, the parent, are supposed to then monitor that spending. So if they have $100 that they've saved doing chores or whatever, and they're like, Mommy, I want to go into Sephora and buy MAC lipstick, and I'm 10. That's a no. You're not going in Sephora. You're not spending. I don't care if you did earn that money. You're not spending it on a MAC lipstick. You better go spend it on something that you actually can need or use. Do you need a backpack? Do you need shoes? Do you need stuff for school? No. You don't know. And I've taught my kids about spending and things like that. They have their little money. My mom would give them money. I would give them a little money. They didn't buy stuff like that. It was either, oh, I want to buy this toy or something like that. They weren't buying stuff like that. And even if they did come to me and say, hey, I want to, no. That's a no. It's a no. And I apologize. I used dirty, or is it extra dirty? I used extra dirty in the crease, and then I used dry vermouth in the outer corner. These two this looks brown, and this is more of a dirty green. But when you put this on, it just looks like a green. This is weird. When I put it on my hand, you can see the green in it, but it's not brown. It's more green. It's more green. So when these two come together, they kind of look alike, but this one is a little bit brighter, but just so you know. But on the lid, I'm going to use just a splash and chilled. I'm going to use just a splash on the inner and then chilled on the outer. And I'm going to spray them. And I am using Singe brushes. These are from Singe. And then I'm also using some brushes from Davina and then some other random brushes, just so you're aware. But I'm going to go in with Singe brush, and I'm going to go into chilled, and I am going to spray it. I'm going to spray it with my Badescu. And I'll put that on the outer part. But I was watching this the other day, and I was just like, are we serious? Are these people all losing their minds? Because I know people are losing their minds, doing impractical things and whatnot and so forth. But this, I'm just like, yeah, like, well, it's not really that bad, you know. The kids going into, no, it's really not. In the state of things in the world today, this is way at the bottom of the chain of how the world is up. But these are the people who are enabling these kids. I'm going into just a splash to put it in the inner. that are enabling these children who are going to grow up. They're eventually going to grow up. Hopefully. They're going to grow up with these mindsets. Now, whether these parents think that, oh, this, might think that, oh, this is the way I was raised, my mom and dad would let me do blah, 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 blah. And does that mean you turned out okay? Because I think you still got some issues. You got some things going on still. Because these are the people, the generation right now, they're going to grow up to be the generation that's supposed to take care of you later on. That's the generation, they're the generation that's supposed to handle the state of affairs in the future. And if you don't start off giving them values and common damn sense, then you might as well just kiss your ass goodbye, because they're not going to be thinking properly. They're not going to be managing things properly. They're going to be messing things up even worse than what they are. But hey, let's just have my child. It's fine. We're just gonna have them to do whatever they want. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. No, when I was growing up, you did what your parents told you to do. End of conversation. Period. You didn't ask your mom. Well, you probably did. Mom, can I get the latest pair of gym shoes or something like that? And mom's like, no, I can't afford that. But everybody else has it. So, what's it got to do with me? So, you're not gonna have it. You're not going to school for a fashion show. You're going to school to learn. If you want to do chores and you can save up your money, and then eventually you can get something like that, because shoes are a necessity, even though you don't need the higher end shoes. I didn't have higher end shoes and clothes when I was growing up. I didn't really care what clothes that I had. My mom would buy things every now and again, like a special occasion. And I knew when she did, it was something that she worked hard for, which made it, good for me, because I'm grateful that my mom worked hard and got this nice special thing for me. I didn't take it for granted. You did not take it for granted whatsoever. But these kids nowadays, they just take things for granted, and they could give a flip. And that's not the way I grew up. I'm going to use this pencil from Ione. This is from the dollar store. It's in Mars Green. It looks like the outside is more green, but it's more of a turquoise. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to use Mix It Up, which is like a dark turquoise green on the lower lash. But my mom would buy nice things for me, because I was the youngest. I'm the only girl, and I was the youngest. So it was me and my brothers. But my oldest brother, who's 12 years older than me, when I started going to high school and stuff, he was in college. He was off in college. I think he was out of college at that time, by the time I started high school. And then my younger brother, who's 10 years older than me, he was in the military when I was in grade school, and then he got out of the military. So he was at home living with me and my mom when I was in high school. So, and and she didn't really buy them a lot of things. She bought them nice things, again, like on birthdays and things like that or whatnot, but she didn't go out of her way to buy expensive things and stuff like that for us. No, we were grateful for what we had. We were grateful. And I continued that on when I moved out, and buying things and whatnot. I didn't really need this. No, I have what I have, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing a lot better than some people who might not have half of what I have. I got a roof over my head. I got food in my belly. I have a job. You know, I've been working since I was 14, so I've never been without a job. And I'll be 56, so I've always had a job. And then when I, you know, got married and things like that, we didn't have a lot. My husband grew up in a family where they didn't have hardly a lot at all. They had even less than what I had growing up, you know? So it's just crazy how these kids nowadays just they're not grateful for anything. And then the parents are the ones that are teaching them this. And then they wonder later on, well, what happened? What happened? All right, sorry, my camera kind of died there, but we are back. But I did put that on the lower lash line, and then on the inner corner I'm going to put the color on the rocks, which is a turquoise shimmer to light. There's two turquoise shimmers in here. One is a little bit more green than the other, and that one is gin. This one is gin. It's a little darker, and this one is on the rocks. So that's the one I'm going to put in the inner corner, and I am going to spray that. But I just don't understand what's going on. And I don't understand why your 3-year-old, 4-year-old, up to tween, why is your 10-year-old on TikTok? I'm not on TikTok. I don't hardly watch TikTok unless it comes up in my feed. Why is your 5-year-old on TikTok? Oh, because that's why they want to buy Charlotte Tilbury and Drunk Elephant, because of what they saw on TikTok. Your 5-year-old should not be on TikTok. Your 5-year-old should be watching PBS, educational shows, learning how to read and write, comprehend, things of that nature. They should not be on TikTok in no way, shape, or form. They should not be in Sephora purchasing things. You should not be buying anything for your 5-year-old at Sephora, period. They should come in there with you so you can shop. And if they see nice things, you're like, oh yes, that's really nice. Now, if you want to introduce your child to makeup and things like that, take them to the dollar store. Get them a couple little things that they can just play with. Get them a little eyeshadow palette. Get them a little roller clear lip gloss or something like that. Like things that when I was growing up, that's what little girls played with. If they wanted makeup. They didn't say, Mom, can you take me down to, you know, the department store that was, when I was growing up, it was called Reich's or Elderberman's. And they had, you know, the different makeup counters. You didn't see kids going, hey Mom, can you take me down to Elderberman's? I want to buy some MAC. I want to buy some Fashion Fair. And Fashion Fair back then when I was growing up was the one of the first black brands for brown skinned people. But it was in the department store, so it was a little bit expensive. My mom did buy me a couple things from there one time. She bought me a brush and 2 eyeshadows. But no one was asking their mom to take them down there to do that because their mom was not doing it. If their mom was going to the makeup counter, they were buying it for themselves. They weren't buying it for you. They weren't buying it for you. And how dare you ask? Because it's not for you. Now, when you got home, if Mom had some stuff that she didn't want and she could give it to you to play with, that was fine and good. But nobody's going out spending $70 on some skincare for a 5-year-old. No, no, no. We played with the, you know, play makeup. And you want them to have play makeup, take them to the dollar store, and they can get some play makeup. They can get some makeup to play with. That's it. No, no, and no. I'm just lining my eyes. This is a Nabla kohl pencil. I'm gonna just use this. I've never used Nabla. I've seen it for years, but nothing really jumped out to me. It has some pretty highlighters and things like that, but I have plenty of highlighters. I don't need any highlighters. But I like this pencil. It's nice and it's black and it's creamy. And it also has a sharpener in there. But I like it. And then I'm going to use this intense liquid liner in Americano from K.A.B. Never heard of this brand. It's called K.A.B. and it's a brown. And it's a very thin felt tip. And you can't tell that it's brown because I'm going over the black with it. You can't really. I'm just filling in any gaps that I had with the liner. But you can't really tell it's brown. It's really dark, but that's fine. It's fine. I only use a brown liner, but this one is fine. And these are all from my project pan for February. So everything I'm using will be listed down below. But there is the look, and then I'm going to spray some setting spray, and I got this one in my BoxyCharm for January. This is from Real Her, the Hold On To Your Dream. I'm gonna try this out. Shake it up. Doesn't really have a smell. I have to get my fan. Cat hair. It's still there. But yeah, I was just wanting to talk about that because I just don't understand what's going on with the world nowadays and how people are raising their kids, and wonder why the world is in the state that it is now. And it's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse. But that's how it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara. I'm going to use, I've got two in my project pan. This is the Lash Freak from Urban Decay and the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume. And these are gonna be the last time in my project pan because I've had them for quite a while. And I want to go through the ones that I already have open, because I have some that I haven't opened. I didn't want a whole bunch of mascara open. And I really like the Lash Blast. And I like the wand. It's kind of big, but I like the little spikes on it. And they don't, you know, poke you either. And I don't like the ones with the longer bristles, because then it makes it difficult to get close to your lash line without poking yourself in the eye. And this is good for the lower lash line too. What it looks like. I think I got a piece of glitter or something on my face. But yes, I really like that, and I want to finish these up so I can open up some of my other ones. I got like 4 or 5 that I haven't opened yet. I don't like to keep any more than 2 open at a time. But I've gone through quite a few mascaras in my project pan. And these 2 will be for February, and then I'm going to start new ones. Alright, so I went ahead and put on a gloss. I have a Tarte gloss that I'm gonna try to use up. I love this gloss. I've had it for a long time, and it was in a container and it broke. But it's still good to use, so I'm trying to use that up, and I just put it in a smaller container. But it's got like different colors in it. It's really, really pretty, but it's a nice gloss. But this is the look. And again, everything will be listed below that I'm using on my face. My earrings, I don't have any Martini glasses, but I have a soju bottle, so it's green. So we're talking about drinks, so we got soju. And I love earrings. I have lots of earrings, way too many. Just like makeup, way too much, but I love it. But this is the look, and I'll show you the eye closer up here. See the two colors there. It's a nice grungy look, but I like how it looks. So I thank Miss Erica for again accepting my invitation to do this video, and I just turned it into a story time with what's going on right now with the Sephora kids, and it just saddens me that we're getting to the point where I don't know how to word it, but from the way I grew up and now the way these kids are growing up, it's just heartbreaking to me, because this is going to affect them in the long run. Even though the parents don't think it is, it's going to affect them in the long run. Entitlement and things of that nature, not being grateful, just letting your kids do whatever you want, whatever they want, not setting boundaries, not creating some type of moral values, things like that. These kids are just doing whatever they want, however they want. I am blessed that my boys are not like that. My youngest is very frugal, and he's very stingy. He's stingy, and he works, and he will work as many hours as they want him to, because he likes his money. He likes to save it. He likes to buy things for himself, but he's one of those people who will sit down and be like, do I really want this? Should I really get this? Before he, takes that leap to buy whatever. He saves. He goes to school. He pays for his school. He does everything he needs to do. He's very conscious, because that's the way I raised him. I want him to be stable. So if something happens to me or his dad or his brother or anybody, he can sustain himself. He knows how to cook. He knows how to clean. He knows how to do all of that. He knows how to take care of things. His older brother, the same. They both can sustain themselves. They don't just go out and spend money. They don't just buy stuff willy-nilly. They never came to me or their dad saying, hey, can I get these awesome pair of gym shoes, or can I get this? They liked video games, but their dad also liked video games. So they didn't really have to ask for that type of stuff, because their dad basically already had it. They would save up their little allowances or whatever, or Christmas time or birthdays when we might get them something special. Other than that, they didn't ask for all the stuff that these kids are asking for. They didn't even ask for cars or anything like that. Neither one of them drives. They don't want to drive. My oldest says his anxiety is bad, so he can't. He said he couldn't do it. His anxiety is just too bad for driving. He takes the bus. My youngest is the same. He takes the bus or walks. He's like, I'm not really worried about a car. And he's 20. He's like, I'm not really worried about a car. I can walk, or I can take the bus wherever I need to go. I'm not worried about that. That's fine. But from kids then and kids farther back, me, and those in between, we learned how to be grateful. We learned how to sustain. We learned how to enjoy the things that we have. And then, you can save up for those other things. It's not necessary. you know, of course you have the kids that you went to school with where their parents would give them all the designer stuff and whatnot. And I went to Catholic school when I was in high school, and my mom was not in that tax bracket, but her and my dad saved their money to take so that I could go to a private school. And no, I didn't have half of those things, not even most of the things that these kids had. And yeah, it was kind of frustrating sometimes, but then, you know, I was just like, do I really need these things? Is that really going to make me happy to have these things? It wasn't. It wasn't. And I learned that, and I still learn that now, even though I am at a point where I can buy the things that I want. I can get whatever I want if I wanted to at my age. You know, some people are at my age that still can't, but I am privileged enough to, if I wanted to go out and buy something that costs a certain thing, I can do it. But I'm not going to, because I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need all this makeup. But it's something that I enjoy and I love. I'm gonna buy things that I love versus things just because somebody else said, buy this. Go out and buy this Prada bag. I have one designer bag. That's a Michael Kors. And I didn't even buy that. I got that from my job. That was for my anniversary. They got me a Michael Kors bag for my 20th anniversary for my job. I'm almost at 30 years at my job. I didn't need a Michael Kors bag, or I could have bought it myself. But you know, why am I going to buy it when somebody can give it to me? You know, that's different. And I earned it. I earned it. So, but yeah, let me know what you think about these Sephora kids, and if you think that these it's not parents, because I'm only seeing one, are exploiting these kids, because I think it is. And then they make TikToks and videos of them doing hauls and doing their skincare and things like that. And I think that's a form of exploitation for children, which they should not be out here doing that. And the companies that these kids are buying from, such as Sephora, such as Drunk Elephant, such as Glow Recipe, such as Charlie Tilbury, they should maybe put disclaimers, you know, that especially the skincare, that these are not recommended for children. These are not recommended for children. Dermatologists will tell you that. Your child's doctor will tell you, do not buy these things for them, because they don't need them. They don't need them at all. Not at those ages. They don't need it. Even when they get into their 14, 15, and 16, they don't need that harsh skincare. When they get into those ages, their skin is changing, and they might need salicylic acid or a benzoyl peroxide, you know, for acne, things like that. And they just need a good skincare to wash their face, maybe do a toner, put on some acne treatment and whatnot. They don't need retinol and niacinamide. They don't need any of that. They don't need any of that. And, you know, if they're blessed, they might not need it ever. You know, there's some people out there that are my age or older who don't use any skincare, and their skin looks absolutely amazing. But when you're starting them off so young, so very, very young, doing things that they really don't need to be doing, it's gonna have an effect later on. And then again, you're gonna ask what happened. I digress. Thanks again, Erica, for having me do this. Well, thanks for accepting the invitation to do this video with me, and I will link hers below. Please check her out. I'll link the video that she's doing a collab with, plus also her Instagram and her YouTube. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you, each and every one. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And we'll see you in the next video.